This is Terminal Case, and it's really designed to help you get skins cheaper since you are basically getting them under the table from Valve instead of buying them on the Steam market. However, is it really the case, or is this terminal just another way for Valve to get more money from the dedicated CS2 players? In this video, I'll try to explain why Valve are always winning, why this CS2 case is literally destroying your chances to get a cheap knife, and why it might be the perfect time to invest into old cases. But before I start, let me ask you something. Do you have a knife in CS2? Probably not, because they're getting too expensive and likely you don't want to drop so much money into pixels. But would you like to get one for free? Or maybe an armory pass or an AK redline? You can get those items on my Twitch using channel points completely for free. So make sure to click the link in the description and drop a follow to my Twitch. Also join my Discord to get the notifications when I stream. So why is this case so evil as many people say it online? Is it really true that you're always getting screwed over? To answer this, let's start with the reason why this case exists in the first place. Some people may say it is because Valve are trying to squeeze as much money from the players as possible because they missed out on this from the beginning. But I don't think this is the reason. Valve are literally making billions from the cases alone, and for them keeping this market alive is more important than getting extra millions on top. If that was really the case, they would have released the exact same copy of the Katowice stickers long before the Stockholm 2021. Or they could have just released a Drugolore or Howell case like many gaming companies out there. So then, why does Terminal exist now? And the short answer is EU. Current system is too lucrative for kids to open a case since you are getting one for free once a week for playing the game, even though the game is set for adults in the Steam shop. And European government is already cracking down the loot boxes in many games, so it is only a matter of time before they come to Counter-Strike and say they don't like this and demand a change. And Valve already tried to make a loophole with an extra package for France, Belgium and Netherlands, so I'm not quite sure why they simply didn't stick with this approach. But I guess they didn't like it themselves, so they decided to try out something new. So this case exists now, and the skins inside are kind of hot. I really like the new M4 because it looks like a cool street car, and this AK Oligarch is literally a copy and paste of a Valorant skin. They are finally making this statement because I'm so tired of only them copying our skins. However, the rest of the skins are kinda bad or mid, so I'm not a fan of those, except Glock is looking cool, but it could be because my mom took Tylenol. But then the question is, should you open it? It really depends on your financial situation. With the old system, you can keep on selling your weekly drops to finally save up enough to open a case for free to have a small yet a chance to get a gold from a case. So the total you spent was $0. However, with the new system, even if you're lucky, you're literally not because you have to pay the full price of the skin you want to own. And who in their right mind is willing to spend this much meanwhile gambling? And so many people are going to skip because 90% of the player base are unemployed and still go to unis in school. Regardless of your decision to buy or skip, the skin will eventually get cheaper because you cannot sell it right away and you have to wait for a week because of the trade lock. Meanwhile, someone else's skin is already tradable and they want to quickly cash out. And let's say you decided to buy it. Meanwhile, you're waiting, the price will be adjusting because the case is designed to adjust. And if the price is cheaper, it will offer new people the skins even lower, and they will be fine with selling it already cheaper than the price you bought for. So the only people who are winning from this are people at Valve because they artificially created this item and made someone pay for it. I'm not even sure if the odds to get something good from this case are the same as in the old cases. Likely not because there is no gold in this case, but if I was the one in charge, I would screw the odds to make people feel like they're getting insanely lucky, so more people would buy the new skins. However, sometimes you can get skins cheaper because so many people are skipping them, but like it says in this tweet, it would be just easier to sell the case itself instead of paying for the skin alone. But did you know that there is another reason why this case is evil? Every week you have a chance to get a case. There are literally studios in China which only goes to farm cases in CS2, and for them it is insanely profitable. So because they count the cases every week, they found a major shift in the distribution of cases which will change the market forever. The old system was a random case every week, and there used to be 5 different cases and every single one of them used to have a gold inside. However, the new terminal case replaced fractured case, making the distribution of golds even lower. So the chance to get a case with the golds is now only 80%. So 20% of the golds were just wiped out from the market, but Valve thought that was not enough and they increased the chances to get a new case up to 40% instead of normal 20. And that is because nobody wanted to open them according to their stats. So now the chance to get a case with the gold is lower, but the price for that case goes higher because people are still hunting the golds. And now less people can afford to open a case, but demand for the skin is still high. Shouldn't the price of the skins even higher. But again, they thought that was not enough, and data miners found in the game files that they want to bump the amount of times you can reroll up to 10 times instead of usual 5 or 6 if you're lucky. So if you open the case twice as much as before, then terminals are not consumed as many times as they could have. And if this cycle continues, you'll simply never be able to afford the knife you always wanted because the price is gonna keep on getting higher. And I'm sure that won't be the case because people at Valve are not stupid. And unlike me, they have a cool degree and can connect two dots that most of the people only care about golds. So maybe the next case will feature a new set of gloves or knives, but I'm sure they won't touch the old skins to not get the prices screwed over. Likely they didn't prepare the new set of glove skins in time, but otherwise we could have potentially seen new golds and maybe those that were leaked in 2021. If you didn't know, you cannot upload golds to the workshop, so Valve had to design the gloves and knives themselves, and when it comes to them doing the job, they're always late. Or they simply don't bother like it was with the game modes when CS2 was released. And that is why we see cases where all the skins are designed by the community since 2013. But I think it is way better than continuously have mediocre skins like CMYK or Long Dog. But what if this is a new reality, where all the cases with golds are gone? Then the only people who were making money are the people who invested into cases early and bought expensive knives before it was too late. There are people who waste tens of thousands of dollars on cases like Sparkles, and they drive the prices even higher. They simply don't care about the case prices because for them this is a content they monetize. However, there is one major downside that simply cannot be overlooked. Valve are not making money from expensive cases as much as they are with the cheap ones. Because if we look at the unboxing rates, the most expensive cases are the least frequently unboxed. And Valve are making money by selling keys for the cases. For them, it is better to keep the case prices cheaper or keep them in the armory. But what do you think? Will Valve now release only cases without golds and now is the perfect time to buy old crates? Or will the cases with golds be only in the armory? And don't forget to leave a like and check out my Twitch to get a free knife using channel points.